Introducing Richard Huck Planas, 8th degree master of Kenpo Karate. As a true first-generation student of Ed Parker's, Huck trained at Master Parker's Pasadena School in the late 60s, and as a black belt, he managed and taught at the Pasadena School until 1975. Huck served for over 10 years as the executive vice president of the International Kenpo Karate Association until Master Parker's death. Huck Planas teaches not only the how-to, but the why, based on the rules and principles of the Kenpo system. As Master Parker said, he who knows how will be the student. He who knows why will be the instructor.
Okay, now we're ready to continue. We just laid our cross over our X with Dance of Darkness and Circles of Protection. Now we're coming off the X onto the cross again. So our last position on our left side of Dance of Darkness, and we'll put us in our crossover sweep to the intersection. I'm going to use my heel here for the alignment in my poke coming off of 130. Okay, now the alignment we're looking for here is just, you can see the line. I'm up at 130, and this is the 730 line. And just like I was going to do a crossover and move on out neutral to 730. But here's where we go around with a little jog in the line and cut straight to 9. So the crossover is in the position, so I'm going to come out and just go straight to 9 and to do thundering hammers. So the hands, I want to keep my hands moving now, and again I'm following the 8. So this is what the hands want to do, is from the figure 8 you see in the poke, is change to the block strike. See? So I go poke, block. See? Poke, block. See? So it goes poke, just the left hand, into the block without stopping basically. Poke, follow the circle, block. So in transition you see it, when I come from the poke, sweep, poke, I just move right out into the block. So when my foot gets there, so does the hand. See? So I want to work for that timing again, going from my poke, sweep, poke, step out with my block. The right hand is hanging. I do my push drag into the line to strike, take over the check, hammer the left kidney, take over the check, and back in with the hammer fist. So here's where I move off the line, back toward 430 with the spin and the settle with the back knuckle. Okay, then I'm going to shuffle into the line, back to the line with my lift and my claw. Then I'm going to have to move my foot, and I'll show this in the transition. When I spin in my rotating twist, I'll pick the foot up and move it across and land with the back knuckle, left back knuckle, and the right hand back cocked to step out and do the block for the second side. So on alignment here, I'm going to show you how this works so you can see the lines. I'm going to move into the intersection, so when I did thundering hammers, I'm basically going to be in the intersection. And you'll see this line is my 1030, 730 line, but that's a different line in the technique, just so you can see a line where I'm going. I step back and settle off the line. So I'm on a short line, and this is the line we want, the 3-9 line. So when I shuffle in, I'm going to say, my left foot has to be over on this side of the line behind me. See, so this is my rotating twist. I'm going to have to pick my foot up when I rotate and plant on the line, ready to go neutral with the back knuckle. Now, this is like when we do circling destruction, when we put the spin on, not circling destruction, but flashing mace. When we do flashing mace and we do the last flash down, we say, okay, the right hand does the top side of the circle and hits. And then the foot, we use our foot to do the bottom side of the circle, this part of it, and out. See, so the hand does the top side and the foot does the bottom side. Here we're doing the same thing with our hands. See, so you see what I'm talking about here. I'll bring Rick in here for a second, just to make the cross relationship. On, yeah, they can see this from this way. I have flashing mace. It comes in with the right punch. When I drop back and block, and we make the hit, and I go to hand. When I flash down, the hand does the top side of the circle and say, okay, now let's take over and have the foot do the bottom side of the circle for our scoop. See? So the hand, thank you, Rick. The hand did the top side, and then we spin and let the foot do the bottom side. I'm going to do the same thing now with my hand, but I'm using hand. So in position, the right hand does the bottom side to the hit, see? And then the left hand does the other side for the hit. See? So it's hand now, and that's the position that we're moving to. When I come in with a lift, I go 1, 2, and then step out with the second side. So I want to do that unbroken. Okay, so again in transition, coming off the line, our poke sweep, we step out, block, shuffle in, hit check, moves off the line, back into the line. Here's where we lift, rotate, block, and come back out on the line to do the left side. Block, shuffle, hit, check, and back of the neck. Same thing, moving now, the back corner, back knuckle, and shuffle in with the heel claw. Okay, and that completes the thundering hammers part. That'll be easy to get because everybody knows thundering hammers. Just putting the lines together to make us work that. Remember, we get off the line twice and get back on it. In the first side, the second side of the transition is going to be different. In fact, I should put that on, so let me do that. In the left side, okay, because no two transitions are the same. There's something different about the second side to the right side all the time in the higher forms. That's just so we don't do it the same way, and also for category completion. So on the left side, when it moved off, we go in with a hammer, we move off, and the claw, and then we spin through with the back knuckle. So the back knuckle is going here, and I'm winding up neutral, sweeping out the leg from the inside, as opposed to staying away from him and rotating on the opposite side. Now, let me point this out on a body so you can see what's going to bring. Let me bring you in again. We'll do the first side first over here. In position, the right hand coming in, and I move, and just go right on the line. I want you on the line so you can see the position. See, when you're coming in, the right hand's coming. We move out, block, we go in our hit check, bend over, our hit check, and our hit. So I'm going to move away here to spin the hit, and shuffle in, and I keep my distance and move away with the back knuckle, and then step into the second side. And I come around on this side, come down the line with the left. Okay. We step out, block, move in with the hit, he bends over, we go into the hit, and come over, we get the same spin and back knuckle, but now I go through the leg and buckle out the leg with the back knuckle from the inside. This would be the transition on the second side. That's also used, again, as the move, the last move of the technique is used to get us into the next man. So in position, when I'm doing my claw at 130, I'm really saying, here comes a man from 730 with a kick, that when I move and back knuckle where I hit Rick here, that's actually cocking my hand and blocking the man coming from 730 on his kick punch, which I'll explain that when we get there. So just get Thundering Hammers part down with those angle changes, and we'll be back with the next part. Okay, now let's go back and take it from the end of Dance of Darkness into the first Thundering Hammers again. So we're in the intersection with our poke, sweep, poke. We'll move out, shuffle in, hammer, get off the line with our back knuckle, back to the line, and back to the line, moving into the second side. We hit, move off the line, and on the claw, we want to think about that really as being the in position. And then the man comes from 730, so let me get to the intersection, and I'm doing my claw, and I see the man coming. This is like when we did Flashing Wings, the man coming from behind. So I'm going to do my rear crossover and block his foot. He's doing a kick punch. See? So right kick and unwind, followed by the right punch. Then I'm going to sweep through his back leg, or I can kick the front leg out of the way. Either one really doesn't matter. The sweep, and then land with the shape of the crane pec. And this goes basically to the groin. We use this for the form position to show that. So here we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 separate moves, and it needs to be done like that because we're going to change that timing and do the same thing in the next set of moves, but put it together. So again, you come from the alignment, from the angle, I'm going to go downward, inward, sweep, plant. And then just cut the angle to the second angle, this corner, just go downward, inward, sweep, pec. So a definite 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and land. And this is just unwinding pendulum, which you should know. That shouldn't take long to get that, so hurry with that and we'll be right back. Okay, now before we go on with this next set of moves, I want to explain the angling here. We have a saying that we don't leave a pattern until we finish it, so we finished our cross and our X. We've laid those down, we've established them, so now we can do the pieces or leave them. And this section we're in now, coming out of thundering hammers into unwinding pendulum and reversing circles, is just what we call our skating or tacking if you're a sailor. That we go this way, this way, this way, this way. So what we have here is 4 skates. In other words, like if I was skating, I'm going to skate into this corner, then I'm going to skate into this corner, then I'm going to skate back into this corner, then I'm going to skate back into this corner. And that's our 4 skates. So we're in our second one now, so we'll notice this. Let's go back to the back knuckle where we're moving. When I bent into my claw, I went back, the first unwinding pendulum, block, block, sweep, and move into the corner, then move off and move into the corner. So now, you notice when we did this, that we did our 2 separate blocks. We went downward and then our inward. See, now we're going to put them together and do them at the same time. See, so when we made our last move, we say, okay, now let's go back to the same position, but do our downward and inward at the same time. See, we eliminate that and then that we always talk about. So we're downward, inward, then we go up and hitting down is after the block is the 2 downward strikes. So again, we went in with our universal block, then we say hit down and hit down. And then we V in and move to the opposite corner, same thing, universal, and hit down and hit down. So this is the strikes that we're looking at, our 2 downwards. That's just like when we came here, we went up, up, now it's down, down. You just reverse it because that was done in the front corners. Okay, so let's do that, tie those 2 together, coming from the last thundering hammers. We went downward, inward, sweep, hit, downward, inward, sweep, hit. Let's put them together, hit down, and V in, block, and hit down, and hit down. That's just, again, putting the 2 together from a 1, 2, now as a 1. So that shouldn't take you long to get that. Get that down, we'll be right back. Okay, now, I hope you got that down. Now remember here, when we talked about our skating, and just show you what we're doing. We started here in the intersection, and we're going to do 4 skates from here. So we're going to go to 7:30, then to, excuse me, if we're looking at this as 12 o'clock, we'll go to 1:30, then to 10:30, 1:30, and 10:30. So we went in our zigzag and our 4 skates. So now we're going to do 2 moves, 2 push drags to get us back to the corner where we came from, back to here in the intersection. See? So we have to do 2 good-sized push drags in reverse on the 2 angles to get us back where we started from. And I'll go through the footwork once so you can understand this from the pattern. So when I came from the intersection, I went downward, inward. This moves me to the corner. Then I go downward, inward, moves me to the corner. Then I go downward, inward together, moves me to the corner. And downward, inward moves me to the corner. Okay, so that was our 4 skates. So now I'm going to go back towards 7:30 and then cut back to 4:30, so I'll get my 1 long push drag and my other long push drag, and it brings me back to the center of the intersection. Okay, so I have two push drags to equal my 4 skates, or each push drag has to equal the 2 skates to get us back to our start position. Okay, so now let's do that one more time, and I'll add that part of snaking talon in the reverse push drag. So we're going to go unwinding pendulum, downward, inward, sweep, hit, downward, inward, sweep, hit, put them together, hit down, put them together, hit down. Now I'm going to jump back in my push drag in reverse and do my double out again, but I'm going straight back, my double out, and then my right hand does my figure 8 to my snake and catch. We double out, the hand moves, keeping the elbow anchored, don't leave the hand straight, and complement, give him a complementary angle, or match a line, a horizontal to a horizontal. You want to keep your arm on the vertical. So from the downward, we make our snake, and then our pull kick, just like we did at the beginning, to our back up to the intersection to catch the opposite side, and our snake to our pull kick. So this is basically the last technique in the first half of the form. It's the same as when we went forward and we went kick poke here. We went to make our catch and kick poke. We're doing the same thing now, but same side again, like we did opposite side in the beginning, and I made that relationship for you earlier. Okay, so again, we'll put that together. From the down, I go back, make my snake and my pull kick, and then back to the intersection, opposite side, make my snake and my pull kick. Then we hit what we call our halfway horse. This represents basically half of the form, what we call the halfway horse. Okay, so put that together. That shouldn't take you long. We'll move on from there. Okay, now, so you don't, we've been moving around a lot, and I don't want you to get confused on the angle, so let's go back and pick it up, moving into thundering hammers, because remember the section that we just finished, your back winds up to the camera or the judges, however you're looking at the form, and that's the position we did it facing the camera so you could see everything. So I'm going to take it from form position. I'm coming off at 130 out of Dance of Darkness into thundering hammers. We make our block, hit, 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 move off the line, back to the line, rotate, step out, hit, hit, move, and now I go to 730, singles, singles, then the duels, and then the duels, hit, hit, then the jump away into the cat, the snake pull kick, and the jump away, the snake and the pull kick, and we should be basically square, which I would be here on the pattern, and with the back to the judges, ready to start the second half. Okay, now I'm going to turn back to face front so you can see. When we move, we hit our horse, and we turn to the side, the right side, and we change the principle to front hand, back hand instead of back hand, front hand. And our circles move away, so we're going this way, moving away. So we go front hand, back hand. Now you see this written as protecting fans or snaking talon, lots of different ways people think about it. The best way to think about it and have the motion correct is reining claw for a double punch. You know, reining claw, the right comes in, we do a horizontal forearm block, we do our claw, and then the back knuckle comes in. So if you think about it as a punch, we go 1, 2, add the kick and do the back knuckle. It's more correct to think of it as, like I say, reining claw for a double punch. So again, we're in position. We go punch, punch. Our kick comes in and we land with the back knuckle. Then repeat the process on the opposite side. Front hand, back hand, kick, then land with the back knuckle. And that's a short little move, and then we go into the second isolation. So we go right upward and the left heel palm. Then we change places, the upward and the hammer fist. Change places again, the upward and the hammer fist. And then we drop into our anchored elbow with our hammer fist. I'm just going to complete this move. Then we go slice, and this is make sure the forearm is vertical. Then we double the speed, slice, slice, and then become the shape of the crane, peck. The peck that hooks to your side, and that brings in the opposite side. The slice, 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 and then the peck. Okay, then we go into the flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down. Okay, now I'm going to do this whole isolation again. I'll explain a little bit of it. This is one of the things that there's more variation than, well, it's hard to believe all the different variations, but anyway, when we come in again from the move, we go to upward and heel palm, then upward and hammer, and upward and hammer. And all this again is just following the figure eights, showing a different way to do some of the things that we already did. We've done this position before. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Then we go slice, and then we double the speed. Slice, slice. Then we go to the peck that pulls in the punch. Then we go slice, 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 and the peck. Then we go flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb. And here we want to increase a range. Like in finger set, we decreased the range. So from the sideways, so you can see this. Remember when we did finger set, that we went full extension, then one hand length shorter, and then one hand length shorter. So it went full, then shorter, and then shorter. So instead of starting out at full and cutting it, we're now going to start short with flick, extend one, poke, extend one, thumb. See? And really the thumbs go where the fingers went because of the weapon. But each move, we move farther out. So flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down. Okay, so again, from proper position, after our peck, we'll flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down. Now this represents different things. It represents an X block for the next technique. It's also the grab and the takedown, break down the height zone in the technique, the previous technique. So we're using it for two things here. It's both moves actually, but it's taking the place now as the X block in the technique. Okay, so from here, the hands go to the opposite side of the leg that goes back. So if the hands go to the left, the right leg steps back. If the hands go to the right, the left leg steps back. Now, again, just a technique that a lot of people mess up because one step is left out of the first side, and it was got written down from the first side in the form, and that it doesn't really work. It takes the two steps to do the technique, and it relates to another technique that we'll get to later. But the X block would be the first step. To make the technique work, you'd be standing normal. It's for a right front kick. You'd have to drop back and do the X block, catch, and then do the pull to stretch the man out. Okay, so it takes, again, seeing sideways, it takes the one step back and the two step through to make it work. And you have that position in the second side in the form, but not in the first side. Without the first step, it doesn't work. So when we move, this position, they say it represents the takedown, but it also represents the block. So then the hands are going to go to the left, the right foot's going to go back. Then they go over and high with a vertical back knuckle, and they torque it into the heel palm claw, and the right hand is back. Then we draw the kick in and replace it with the leg. So I'm going to do this sideways so you can see it again. When we went to the flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down, I drop the right leg back, left hand hooks the heel, they go overhead, into the claw, the kick, and then the replacement of the foot with the hand. This is just what we call our standard of poses of the leg forward, hand back principle. Okay, so anyway, from that position, this position represents the block. But you notice our leg is back like I was talking about. That says we're already here in the first step back, then the second step happens. That's what I mean about the second side is correct where the first one isn't. So anyway, this position represents the step back and the block. Hands go to the right, left leg goes back, the kick and the back knuckle. Okay, so put that together, and we'll be back with the next move. Okay, now we're ready to move on, but now comes bowing to Buddha, and I'm going to show this and then go back to the previous technique of defensive cross and show you how they relate. And this goes to doing the same thing we did, the same type of relationship when we did destructive kneel and flashing wings, when we went in the beginning to two techniques from 12 o'clock back to 6, and then reverse it with the two techniques from 6 to 12, moving back on the same line, if you remember that. So defensive cross and bowing to Buddha do the same thing. They just reverse the hand position in a different zone. So when you're bowing to Buddha, after we finished defensive cross, we're already back in our kick and back knuckles. I'm going to do this facing the camera. That from the kick, we're going to drop down, and we drop down on your knee, and we do a horizontal forearm block. And then it turns just like, what do you want to think about this as? This is raining claw in the low zone. When we were up high to do raining claw for the uppercut, we did a horizontal block. And then instead of leaving the elbow where it is and raising the hand and only having a couple of inches of travel for the strike, we have to drop the elbow in the line, and that makes the long line of travel for the strike, and the hand moves. See, so remember when we do the horizontal forearm block to anchor the elbow, and then the hand has a lot of travel. If you raise the hand, then it only has a couple of inches of travel. See, so that's the motion that we're looking at here. So the horizontal block on the arm, now we're doing it on the leg, and we're down in the low zone. So the kick comes in, front kick, we do the block, and then we anchor the elbow, and that is what clears the line. There's a lot of people doing this for a roundhouse. And if you'll notice, it's not for a roundhouse, it's for a front kick, because every other technique that we do in the system, anytime the roundhouse kick comes, we have to set our bracing angle, so we shift 45 degrees. To do this, to match that, I'd have to shift around, which you really can't do here, because you're not braced for a line of force coming from this way. We're braced for it coming forward. See, so I don't know how that happened. There are people who are doing this for a roundhouse kick, but it's always been a front kick. So we catch the front kick, we smother it, and then open it. Then we do our step drag. So we step drag forward, and the right elbow comes up into the groin, followed by the left heel palm, and then we reverse the line with the back knuckle smash. And here's where we pick up our missing switch, is we hop switch from here into the opposite side. So we just pick up your feet and do a little hop switch and come down in the same spot. When we land, we do the forearm, the clear, the step drag with the elbow, heel palm, and reverse the line. Remember, like in 2 or 3, actually, long 3, we picked up our back to front and front to back switches. And now in 4, we complete the category and bring in the missing switch or the hop switch. So not everything, remember, is in one form. Pieces of it are, but then you have to ask yourself, where is this one when I know there are 3 switches, and here's where the hop switch comes in. Now to point this out, I'm going the back and forward, like I talked about with flashing wings and destructive kneel. I'm going to bring Rick in, and he's going to do the bowing to Buddha part, and I'm going to do the defensive cross part, so you can see the lines just on a low zone. Like remember, raining claw was high, smother, clear, and low, or a high line. Now we're going to do it for the kick and go to the low line. So he's going to get down. Go ahead and get down there, Rick. Now he's in realistic position of the left leg back, so and that would be my realistic position too over my X block. See, so I X block, and then I'm going to bring the hands to my left. So he's going to take his hands and clear to the left, and I'm going to step back, and he's going to move in. He's going to reverse his line by hitting up. He's going to hit up with his elbow and up with his heel palm. I'm going to hit down with my back knuckle and down with my heel palm. I'm going to have an insert move of my kick, and then we're both going to reverse our line. He's going to hit down, and I'm going to hit up. See, so we are doing the same thing, just moving forwards and backwards. We just changed the timing on it. Thank you, Rick. Okay. So this is another bringing in a reverse and opposite principle. Okay, you think you understand it? If you do, play with that, and we'll be back with the next part. Okay, now let's go back before we move on and go back and review where we came in on this tape in the second part of 4. But again, I'm going to change it so you see it from the front. Remember, this would be back to the camera. So we're going to come from this back angle and move to 3, which would be 3 if this is the camera's 12. Then you see it from the beginning. So we're coming out of Dance of Darkness, moving into Thundering Hammers, hit, hit, back, hit, rotate around, moving to the left side, hit, hit, lots of travel, Now this would be the back side. Sweep, hit, move off, sweep, and that's our double skate. And then we hit, now we go back 2, and snake, pull, and we're back in our intersection, pull to our horse. Double, kick, strike, double, kick, strike, isolation, 2, wham, hit, slice, 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 hook, slice, slice, hook, flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down. Stance is missing, remember? Dropping back, hit, reverse, back, hit, reverse. Here's our drop down, hit, hop, switch, step, hit, and here's where we stop. You notice I'm basically in the intersection. I'm going to come back to my cat in the intersection again into prance of the tiger. Now the man is coming from 130. Here it would really, there's 130 looking at the camera. Coming from your right corner. I'm going to push drag back up into my push down and cock my hand up. And then I'm going to do my inside downward palm up. My butterfly kick here, this is a check to the knee, stomp to the knee. Anything you want to use, really. The hand is loaded for the back knuckle, followed with the knife edge kick of the right foot. So after you came into the crane, you cleared, you go whop, whop, the back knuckle and the hand come together, and you replace your foot with the opposite foot. A lot of people here gain ground or move toward the corner, and you're supposed to stay in the intersection. So to be correct, when I come back in my cat, my left foot is right at the intersection. When I swept and kick, I'm going to come down with my right foot in the cat in the intersection. What I mean is a lot of people do the technique and they'll go like this and travel and leave the intersection. This is just the same switch that we had before. So went from here, we go, see, we're really just doing the same hop switch, but it's to the cat now. Again, so when we came up, we did our push, clear, our check, and our back knuckle, and land on the opposite side. The second side to be different, our hand isn't up like the first side, it's on your side cocked, and we make the same statement we make in long one in the end, that an inside downward palm up, hand has to be high, and then you do the move, and then you're ready to do the second side. To relate that, remember in long one, when we stepped up and did our hand isolation, we went inside downwards, palm down. Then we said, now if we're going to do a palm up, we have to have our hand high. Okay? And you make that statement. So here we make that statement again. The first side, we just come in and the hand is up. And then we move and do the first side. The second side, we say, don't forget, palm up requires a high cocked position. Then we move and catch the move. So in timing, when you move, you get the hand, you just make the change, and then we're going to change into our second move. Okay, now let me explain a little bit here on the in prance of the tiger. There's lots of variations in timing of when the hand and the foot come together and the different combinations on it. You see a lot of the old timers do it for many different ways to make all the motion come in. Like we have the 3 variations we do normally. It's just the uppercut, and then the kick punch, and the kick punch punch. So I'm going to go over these one time where I'm on the ground. I'm going to bring Rick in to be the attacker here. When we're down, we just finished bowing to Buddha. I'm on the ground, and he's going to step in with the uppercut that takes off your head. See, and that's just the standard one-hand variation on it. Again, so when he comes in, we make the check down, the hit up, and then I'm going to clear the hand and just go to cover with my hand, and then my butterfly comes in. I can go just stomp this and then kick the inside of the leg with the other hand. I can make my check come in. When this clears off as a frictional pull, put the poke in, then come back to the check with the kick to the butterfly. You can do that variation. Now with the kick punch, same thing. The down motion covers the kick, then the hand, we catch the back knuckle, then the loop. This also you see them do is the eye slice to get rid of the hand with this insert, the kick and the move, or the kick punch punch. So we get the hand, here's the other hand, then we just have the hammer fist like shielding hammer, or the slice, clear the arm, then in with the back knuckle shot. So any of these variations are fine to do. It just all fits in with the motion. Okay, so now on angle, I'm going to do this facing front again, so you see it. When we're down, person comes from the corner, we push, drag back, and just do the check down, and the hand goes up, remember, in the first side. Then we clear, then do our butterfly. Second side, we have to add the cocked position, clear, and put our back knuckle kick in. Okay? So play with all three of those variations. They're fun to do, and we'll be back with the next part. Okay, now you should have that down, Prance of the Tiger. Now, a lot of people get a little confused about the next section of footwork, and all it does is reverses the last footwork, the angle is reversed. So when we did the first Prance of the Tiger, our knife edge kick, so I'm going to be right in the middle of the intersection, our knife edge went to 130. See, and then we landed back in the middle of the square, and then our second kick went to 1030. So when we get ready to do shield and mace, the next technique, we put our foot down where the kicks went. So the last kick, my foot's in the air, I'm going to take and step to where I kicked in the first technique, or where I put the first knife edge in the first side of Prance of the Tiger was 130, so that's where I'm going to put my foot down. And then when I do my second kick, the second kick in Prance of the Tiger, the left kick went to 1030, so that's where I put my foot down. So you just put your foot on the floor where it was in the air in the previous technique. This is so you stay in the pattern and you see that. So without moving, we'll go like this. I say, okay, in the first Prance of the Tiger, I kicked with the knife edge kicked at 130. So in the next technique, that's where I'm going to put my foot down, the opposite foot at 130. Then the second side, I knife edge kicked 1030 in the air, so I'm going to put my right foot down on that mark. See? So this is an easy way to remember that. So we'll go back to the technique so you'll see this. So coming into Prance of the Tiger, when I come up to the intersection, I'll get right in the intersection. When I did this, we went knife edge kick, and instead of putting my foot down, I'm going to drop it in the intersection and do the opposite side, my butterfly, and the knife edge kick. So now we'll go into shield and mace, and the man is coming now from 3 o'clock. So we're going to step to 130 and bring in the outward block and punch. Drop into the kneel, work both hands, drop, and here's the knife edge kick now to 430 is going to be put down at 1030 like I talked about. So the kick comes in and I bring it to 1030 on the pattern. Would actually be in pattern, be here. See at the 1030 mark, working the man coming from 9, dropping down, drinking both hands, and kick, and we're back in our horse. But you'll notice this horse is facing back to the wall. So in reality, in the form, this would put us back to square, facing the front, getting ready for our closing section of the form, just like long 3 did. So now we'll be back in this point, back to facing front. Okay, so again, so you see the technique from realistic angle. You can see it better in real angle. This is where you would be facing back with the left knife edge kick to the corner. Then I'll bring it around and step to 730 to work the man coming from 9 with the block and punch, cover, drop, kick the corner, and then move around to 730 to work the man coming from 3 with the opposite side, block, kick the corner, and you step back to square, facing front now. Okay, so remember we talked about, you put your foot down where you kicked and you'll be all right. So get that down, and we'll bring it back with the close in a minute. Okay, now before we go on and put the ending techniques on to walk us back to front, where we're facing front, remember this whole section up to here from the halfway point was with your back to the camera. And in real form angle, I'd be coming off of 130, moving to 9, but I'm going to move to 3, so this whole section is reversed, so you can see the front angle, like 6 o'clock would be where the camera is. So again, we're coming from Prance of the Tiger into, Dance of Darkness into Thundering Hammers. So we came into the cross, move out, block, hit, move off the line, back knuckle, rotate to the line, step into the left side, hit. over, and then block, block, sweep, hit, block, block, sweep, hit. Double together, the double downs, together, downs, away, and snake, pull, kick, away, and snake, pull, kick, halfway horse, double, kick, strike, double, kick, strike, isolation, 2, 3, hammer, slice, slice, hook, slice, slice, hook, flick, poke, thumb, little finger, thumb, down, hands to the left, kick, back, down, kick, back, drop, step, drag, hit, hop, switch, step, drag, hit, into the intersection, prance, kick, up, hit, around to the corner, drop, around to the corner, hit, and this kick puts us back with your back to the camera, ready to move forward, and again now I'll turn around to face front. So my kick was in the corner, and we step back, basically on the line square, your hands are cocked. Now we're going to go back and pick up 5 swords. Let's talk about this for a second. Remember when we did short 2, we did the first 2 moves of 5 swords, just block, chop. Then we did long 2, we added the next 2 moves of 5 swords. Block, chop, heel, spear hand. Then we didn't touch 5 swords through the 3s, and now 4, we're going to complete 5 swords. But remember in the forms we do everything at full range of motion. So we're going to do 5 swords for a kick punch. That's going to make us put our hand at full range of motion. So our hand's cocked here, the guy's coming in, kick punch. So when we move, I block the kick and block the punch, and that brings my hand back to where it would come in at full range of motion instead of coming in at short. So that's one of the reasons for making it for the kick punch. So a standard 5 swords, except it's for a kick punch. So I move in, block the kick and block, then into the standard technique, off. Now the first version is called the hammering version, when the last chop, whop, hammers and stops. The second version on the left side is the slice version, like the extension version goes, where we don't stay, but we have to slice through to get the oppose of the hand coming up, working the figure 8. If you know the extension, when you make the last chop, that the left hand is opposing the right, so you get the down, down, up, up, or that figure 8 created in a different way. See, one's going down, other one's coming up, and then it reverses. So that's the left side does the slice to put us on the opposite side. So we'll do the 2 variations again. First one, we move in, block the kick, block, come into the hit, and hammer. Then I'm going to block the kick again, move around, and go into the left side, and this one's going to slice. This one hits and slices through. It's going to pick up our angle and move to become the upward block. That's what gives it the circle feel, and the power has the power and the travel to move. So it's going to slice through and pick us up on our rotating twist again to go into twirling hammers. Okay, so that won't take long to get that. So play with that for a couple of minutes, and we'll put the next technique on. Okay, we've gone through the whole form now. Let's go back to the beginning, all the way to the top, and take her down through once. And so instead of facing front, and so you have a back side with the back to the camera, we'll shoot it sideways with this being 12, and then we won't have a front and back side, and hopefully we can see everything going on. So we'll, minus the salutation, we just close. So we're moving off, they're double, kick, poke, elbow, elbow poke, chop, poke, hammer, break, back knuckle, punch, and close, moving off, kick, poke, elbow, elbow poke, chop, poke, hammer, break, back knuckle, cat, kick, poke, cat, kick, poke, moving in and out, and move in, catch him up, one, bang, hit, long move, and hit, rotate, up, hit, move, and back in. Move around, hit, and move, and back in. We come in, hit, move, wind, hit, into the corner, hit, shuffle, coming out, back, front, and down. Around, hit, sweep, poke, unwind, drop away. Through the intersection, hit, sweep, poke, thundering hammers, back to front, left side, and move away, move away, move in, and in, away, and away. Second, kick, hit, up, 2, 3, down, slice, flick, poke, thumb down, back, and back, down, hop, up, down, around, hit, kick, around, kick, and back, hit, and move through, slice, hit, around, sweep, punch, plant, and out. And that's 4. Okay, let's go back and take it from 5 swords. Coming back from the horse facing front, we just made our kick and we landed our horse. Your hands are cocked to your right. So the kick punch comes in, we block the kick, block the hand, then into the straight technique hammer version. Then we move through around and get the slice version. So now the slice version comes in, picks up our upward, and we go into twirling hammers. We step out and get our base, then the back knuckle comes in, elbow underneath, and the looping hand. Now, you want to work this for your right hand timing, and you got to sort of forget the left hand to learn it and have the body mechanics come in. That the looping overhead hits and unwinds and becomes the hammer without breaking its motion. It hits 1, 2. It goes 1, 2. Get the hand 1, 2. 1, 2. That's the motion we're looking at. So it has to loop over your head and wind down into the hammer fist. When it hits and is winding up, see, that's when it pulls in the left elbow. As the elbow comes, it reverses on the counter torque, see, to hit, and then back in with the check. Goes against the line. What these 2 techniques, again, are put together for, like we notice this happens a lot, is we use the same line to show the same process. So what we had in 5 swords, we had basically neutral, forward, neutral, neutral, forward, neutral, and all push power. I mean, all the strikes going away from us. So now we take that same transition and we make it for pull power. So once we stepped out, we went, okay, neutral, forward, neutral. See, but now it's for stepping out, neutral, and then the forward pulling. This hand is being pulled out, and then we go back. The forward puts in the elbow, but then back is like the pull power again. See? So we have pull, pull, instead of push, push. See, the same neutral, forward, neutral. First time with 5 swords for push, next time for twirling hammers for pull. So let me go through that again on the second side. Coming into the upward, we say, okay, get your base now. Pull, pull. Okay. Then we do the second side. There should be a check on the arm. We move across, upward, step out, pull, hit, pull. Okay, again, the same loop and the same loop. Now the transition we're doing here in our crossover goes back again to the first time we used the crossover, and it's facing front instead of facing back, is when we did destructive kneel and flashing wings. So I'm going to bring Rick out just so we can show this and you'll see it a little better. Which one are you going to do, Rick? Going to do into flashing wings? Okay, I'm going to do from the last 5 swords into twirling hammers. He's coming from the last destructive kneel into twirling wings. So basically our backs together here, And he's going to go as rotating twist and move out around and step out with the hit, then the backhand and the hit. Then we're going to cross over, move up, step out with the hit, the backhand, and the hit. See, so that reversed. See, if you look at it, it's almost like a mirror image. Thank you, Rick. Okay, now we're ready to close it out. So here we go back to our, remember we went our poke, sweep, poke. Now we're going to our sweep, punch, plant. So in the end, when we did our last hammer fist, we're in our check position. So we're going to sweep, then we go sweep, punch, and then plant. Make this a definite 1, 2, 3. I teach this all the time. Sweep, punch, plant. You got it? And they go, yeah. They go, sweep. Say, no, that's together. Oh, it's sweep. See, no, sweep, punch, plant. Keep it that way. Sweep 1, punch 2, plant 3. Count it. 1, 2, 3, or sweep, punch, plant. You say that. So anyway, we're in the hammer. We go sweep, punch, plant, and then when we jump to the crane, we face forward, put your hands over your right shoulder in the crane. We hold this 2 counts and then step down. Another common mistake here is, looks like people don't decide, or trying to decide which way their hands go, so they'll come up with the hands and go back and forth a few times to, you know, like, oh, they belong here or they belong here. We have a saying that we never do a left-handed salutation, so your hands are never over your left shoulder. See, so they go to where you would be closing it out. So that's where your hands went anyway. When you came in from here in the punch, plant, that is in the same position. So when we hit the crane, they're already over that right shoulder. Then we step down, we hit the position, and close into the salutation. So do that series again, moving from 5 swords, and we'll just close it out now. So we're coming from the crane, or the horse, and the hands cocked, kick block into 5 swords. See, hammer version. Then we move around into the slice version. Then 1, 2, 3, transition over. 1, 2, 3, sweep, punch, plant, jump, and down, and close. And then we go into the whole salutation. Out, closing to attention, and then bow. And that's basically 4. Thank you.